Increased health risks and medical emergencies. As we age, our health becomes more unpredictable, and traveling after 70 can bring about unexpected risks. One of the most concerning factors when traveling as a senior is the increased risk of sudden health emergencies. Conditions like heart disease, high blood pressure, and respiratory issues, which may be manageable at home, can become much more dangerous when you're in an unfamiliar place. At home, it's easy to get the medical attention you need quickly. But when you're traveling, especially abroad, the logistics of healthcare can be complicated, and the right treatment may be much harder to access. Minor health concerns that would typically be dealt with easily at home can quickly escalate into emergencies when you're far away from your regular doctor. Long flights, high altitudes, and unfamiliar climates add to the risk. For example, long flights increase the risk of blood clots, also known as deep vein thrombosis, which is a serious condition for older travelers. And higher altitudes can put strain on the heart and lungs, especially for those with pre-existing conditions. Even simple factors like dehydration or heat exhaustion in an unfamiliar climate can hit seniors much harder. A simple illness can be even more dangerous when you're in an unfamiliar location, as seniors tend to have weaker immune systems. For example, respiratory illnesses like the flu or pneumonia are more common and can become severe much more quickly when you're traveling. A small cold or mild flu could turn into a hospitalization if not properly managed. Let me share the experience of Henry, a 74-year-old man who loved to travel. He planned a relaxing 2-week cruise with his wife, expecting an easygoing vacation. However, just a few days into the trip, Henry started experiencing severe chest pain. The cruise's medical staff provided basic care, but it quickly became clear that he needed professional medical help urgently. Since they were in the middle of the ocean, it took hours for them to arrange an emergency evacuation to the nearest port, delaying the treatment he urgently needed. Thankfully, Henry survived, but the whole experience left him rattled. What should have been a peaceful getaway became a wake-up call for the dangers of not considering potential health risks while traveling. A key aspect many seniors overlook is their travel insurance. Many assume their regular health insurance will cover them while abroad, but that is often not the case. Without proper travel insurance, the costs for medical treatment abroad can be astronomical, even for routine doctor visits, let alone emergencies like hospital stays, surgeries, or evacuations. So what can seniors do? First, if you are over 70 and planning to travel, make sure to check in with your doctor beforehand. Get a full health assessment and make sure you have all necessary medications packed. Additionally, research the healthcare options available at your destination, and most importantly, ensure you have comprehensive travel insurance that includes emergency medical care and evacuation coverage. The lesson here is that health risks can escalate quickly when traveling, but with careful preparation and the right precautions, many of these risks can be avoided. Is traveling after 70 still a good idea? The hidden risks. You need to know. Have you ever wondered if traveling after 70 is still as enjoyable and safe as it used to be? Many seniors dream of spending their retirement exploring new places, visiting family, or finally taking that bucket list trip. But what most people don't realize is that traveling after a certain age comes with new challenges, some of which can turn a dream vacation into a stressful or even dangerous experience. The reality is that as we get older, our bodies and minds go through changes that can make travel more exhausting, unpredictable, and even risky. And while some assume they can keep up the same pace they did in their younger years, the truth is that after 70, certain travel-related dangers can take a serious toll. In this video, we're revealing 5 crucial reasons why traveling after 70 can be more difficult than you might expect, from hidden health risks to financial pitfalls that could impact your savings. Some of these risks are rarely talked about, yet they affect thousands of seniors every year. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of the unique challenges seniors face when traveling, and, more importantly, what steps you can take to protect yourself. Stick with me until the end, because the last point on our list is something many seniors never think about, until it's too late. Let's get started. 1. Increased health risks and medical emergencies. One of the biggest concerns when traveling after 70 is the increased risk of sudden health issues. As we age, our bodies become more unpredictable, and conditions like high blood pressure, heart disease, or respiratory problems can quickly turn into medical emergencies. At home, getting medical care is easy. You can call your doctor, visit a hospital, or pick up a prescription. But when you're traveling, especially to an unfamiliar place or a foreign country, getting proper treatment can be much more complicated. A minor health issue that could have been treated quickly at home may become life-threatening if you're far from medical facilities. Long flights, extended sitting, and altitude changes can also put extra stress on the body. Blood clots, deep vein thrombosis, dehydration, and heat exhaustion are much more dangerous for seniors, and something as simple as jet lag can affect heart health and sleep quality. Take Henry, a 74-year-old who had always enjoyed traveling. He and his wife booked a 2-week cruise, thinking it would be an easy and relaxing trip. But on the 4th day, Henry started experiencing severe chest pain. The ship's medical team provided basic care, but he needed emergency treatment fast. Since they were far from shore, he had to wait hours for an evacuation to the nearest hospital. Fortunately, he survived, but the ordeal was terrifying and expensive. This brings us to another major issue: medical insurance. Many seniors assume their regular health coverage will apply wherever they go. Unfortunately, this isn't always true. Some health plans don't cover international travel, leaving seniors to pay out of pocket for hospital visits, surgeries, or medications. These costs can add up to tens of thousands of dollars. How to protect yourself? Get a full health checkup before booking any trip. Discuss potential risks with your doctor. Carry enough medications for the entire trip, plus extras in case of delays. Know where the nearest hospitals are in your destination, and check if they accept international patients. Purchase comprehensive travel insurance that covers medical emergencies and evacuation. When it comes to health, being prepared can mean the difference between a smooth trip and a disaster. But health risks aren't the only concern. Another hidden danger of travel after 70 is increased exposure to infections and contaminants. 2. Increased exposure to infections and contaminants. One of the most overlooked dangers of traveling after 70 is the higher risk of infections. Airports, airplanes, crowded hotels, and public transportation all create a perfect environment for bacteria and viruses to spread. For younger travelers, a mild cold or a stomach bug might just be an inconvenience. But for seniors, these infections can lead to severe complications, hospitalizations, or long-term health setbacks. A single trip can expose an older adult to more germs than they would typically encounter in months at home. As we age, the immune system weakens, making it harder to fight off infections. Respiratory illnesses like the flu, pneumonia, and COVID-19 pose a much greater risk to older adults. Studies show that seniors are more likely to develop complications from these illnesses, especially when exposed to new strains in different parts of the world. Another major concern is airborne bacteria in enclosed spaces. On a plane, passengers are breathing in recycled air for hours, making it easy for viruses to spread. And since international airports are hubs for travelers from all over the world, it's easy to encounter bacteria your body has never been exposed to before. Then there's the issue of food and water safety. Many travelers love trying new cuisines, but for seniors, unfamiliar foods can cause serious digestive issues. Local bacteria that might be harmless to the locals can cause severe food poisoning in visitors. Something as simple as drinking tap water or eating raw vegetables in certain countries can lead to serious stomach infections like norovirus, E. coli, or salmonella. Public restrooms, hotel rooms, and rental cars also harbor bacteria. Even though they may appear clean, many surfaces, doorknobs, tray tables, seat belts, aren't sanitized as often as they should be. Seniors who use mobility aids like canes or walkers are at even greater risk since they frequently touch public surfaces for balance. How to protect yourself? Wear a mask in crowded areas like airports and buses to reduce exposure to airborne viruses. Wash hands frequently and carry hand sanitizer to use when soap isn't available. Only drink bottled or filtered water, especially in countries with different sanitation standards. Avoid raw foods, including salads and unpeeled fruits, in unfamiliar places. Pack essential medications for stomach issues and respiratory infections in case of illness. Traveling doesn't have to be dangerous, but seniors must take extra precautions to avoid unnecessary risks. However, staying physically healthy isn't the only challenge of traveling after 70. Travel fatigue and slow recovery times can turn an exciting trip into an exhausting ordeal. 3. Travel fatigue and recovery challenges. Traveling can be physically exhausting, and for seniors over 70, the recovery time is much longer than it used to be. Long flights, early check-ins, extended walking tours, and unexpected delays can drain energy quickly, leaving older travelers feeling more fatigued than refreshed. Unlike in younger years, when a good night's sleep could restore energy, seniors often find that travel fatigue lingers for days or even weeks after a trip. And when the body is exhausted, everything else suffers. Immune function weakens, coordination worsens, and the risk of illness or injury skyrockets. The hidden struggle of travel fatigue. One of the biggest challenges seniors face while traveling is disrupted sleep. Sleeping in an unfamiliar bed, dealing with hotel noise, time zone differences, or an uncomfortable room can make it impossible to get proper rest. Sleep deprivation doesn't just cause tiredness, it affects mental clarity, balance, immune health, and even heart function. Jet lag is another major factor. Studies show that seniors take longer to adjust after crossing multiple time zones, meaning jet lag can last much longer than expected. The exhaustion from travel can quickly turn an otherwise enjoyable trip into a miserable experience. The physical toll of travel on the body. For seniors with arthritis, joint pain, or circulation issues, extended travel times can cause stiffness, swelling, and discomfort that lasts long after the trip is over. Sitting for long periods on planes, buses, or trains increases the risk of blood clots, also known as deep vein thrombosis, DVT. And once seniors arrive at their destination, the physical demands of sightseeing, carrying luggage, and keeping up with busy schedules can quickly become overwhelming. Take the case of Albert, a 75-year-old who had always loved traveling. After retirement, he and his wife planned a 2-week vacation overseas, assuming it would be just as enjoyable as their trips in earlier years. But after a 10-hour flight, navigating a crowded airport, and adjusting to a 6-hour time difference, Albert felt exhausted before the trip had even begun. By the second day, he had trouble keeping up with the tour schedule. He felt drained, sluggish, and irritable. By the time his body finally adjusted, it was almost time to head back home. Instead of feeling refreshed, he spent the following weeks recovering from the trip rather than enjoying his memories. How to avoid travel fatigue. Plan for rest days during long trips instead of packing your schedule too tightly. Stay hydrated. Dehydration can make fatigue, dizziness, and confusion worse. Take shorter flights with layovers to move around and reduce strain on your body. Prioritize comfort. Book a hotel with a quiet room. Avoid red-eye flights and bring sleep aids like earplugs or a travel pillow. Recognize personal limits. Not every destination or travel schedule is suitable for every senior. For seniors, travel should be a source of joy, not exhaustion. If a trip leaves you feeling worse than before you left, it's time to reconsider your travel plans. However, fatigue isn't the only danger. One of the biggest life-altering risks of travel after 70 is falls and injuries. 4. Higher risk of falls and injuries. One of the most dangerous risks of traveling after 70 isn't just fatigue, it's the increased risk of falls and injuries. As we age, balance, reflexes, and bone density naturally decline, making even minor stumbles far more serious than they were in younger years. While a fall at home may result in a bruise or mild discomfort, a fall while traveling, especially in an unfamiliar city or foreign country, can lead to broken bones, hospitalization, or permanent mobility issues. In fact, hip fractures are one of the leading causes of hospitalization among seniors, and in many cases, they result in a significant loss of independence. Why travel increases fall risks for seniors? Many seniors don't realize how different travel environments can be from their normal routine. Uneven sidewalks, dimly lit staircases, slippery hotel floors, and crowded public transportation all increase the chances of falling. Some destinations lack accessibility accommodations, meaning that activities like stepping onto a bus, climbing stairs in historic sites, or walking on cobblestone streets can become unexpected hazards. Even hotels, which seem safe, can present hidden dangers. Bathtubs without grab bars, unfamiliar flooring, and loose rugs can all lead to dangerous falls. And if a senior falls while traveling, getting medical care may be complicated. Not every country has quick emergency services, and language barriers can delay treatment, increasing the risk of long-term complications. The devastating impact of a travel-related fall. Consider the case of Eleanor, a 78-year-old who had always dreamed of visiting Europe. She was in great shape for her age, walking daily in her neighborhood without issues. But when she arrived in Italy, navigating the steep, uneven streets proved to be far more challenging than expected. One evening, while stepping off a curb in a dimly lit alley, she lost her footing and fell hard, breaking her hip. She was rushed to a local hospital, where doctors told her she needed immediate surgery. Not only did she have to cut her trip short, but she also spent months in rehabilitation once she returned home. What was supposed to be the trip of a lifetime turned into a painful, expensive, and frustrating experience, one she wished she had never taken. How fatigue increases. Fall risk. Another major factor is exhaustion. When seniors travel, they often experience long days, disrupted sleep, and irregular meals, all of which impact balance and coordination. Fatigue slows reflexes, making missteps more likely. And for seniors with arthritis or joint pain, walking long distances through airports, train stations, or tourist sites can cause swelling, discomfort, and a higher risk of losing balance. How seniors can reduce fall risks while traveling. Choose destinations with good accessibility. Avoid locations with excessive stairs, uneven streets, or limited medical care. Wear supportive, non-slip shoes to improve stability. Use walking aids when needed. A cane or walking stick can provide extra support on unpredictable terrain. Plan shorter sightseeing days. Exhaustion increases the risk of falls. Stay aware of your surroundings. Watch for uneven sidewalks, wet floors, and obstacles. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury-related deaths in seniors. A single misstep can result in months of recovery, loss of independence, and even life-threatening complications. If a trip puts your mobility and safety at risk, it may be worth reconsidering your travel plans. 5. Travel insurance and financial risks. Many seniors underestimate the financial risks of traveling after 70. While most people focus on health and mobility concerns, the reality is that unexpected expenses, scams, and lack of insurance coverage can turn a well-planned trip into a financial nightmare. For some seniors, a single emergency can lead to overwhelming debt, forcing them to drain their savings or rely on family for financial help. The hidden costs of medical emergencies. While traveling, one of the biggest financial risks is medical care abroad. Many seniors assume that their regular health insurance will cover them wherever they go, but in most cases it doesn't. This means that if you fall ill or suffer an injury while traveling, you could be responsible for thousands of dollars in medical bills. Even in countries with affordable health care, emergency medical evacuations, such as needing to be airlifted to a hospital, can cost tens of thousands of dollars. Without proper travel insurance, many seniors find themselves in a horrifying situation. Either pay a massive bill out of pocket, or go without the medical care they need. The risk of trip cancellations. Another common financial risk is trip cancellations. Many seniors book trips months in advance, assuming their health will remain stable. But life is unpredictable. A sudden illness, surgery, or mobility issue could force a last-minute cancellation. Unfortunately, most airlines, hotels, and cruise lines have strict refund policies. If you have to cancel last minute, you could lose thousands of dollars in non-refundable travel expenses. Without proper travel insurance, recovering that money is nearly impossible. The growing threat of travel. Scams targeting seniors. Seniors are one of the top targets for scammers who prey on travelers. These scams can include fake taxi services that overcharge seniors unfamiliar with local prices, credit card fraud, where scammers copy card information during purchases, fraudulent vacation deals that don't actually exist. Some scammers even use friendly locals to gain trust before stealing money or personal information. One particularly common scam is the free travel offer, where seniors are offered a discounted or free vacation, only to be hit with hidden fees, extra charges, and worthless accommodations. The costly mistake of booking unverified travel deals. Take the case of Walter, a 76-year-old man who was always careful with his money. He booked a dream vacation to a tropical island, making sure to save up for every part of the trip. But when he arrived, he discovered that his hotel didn't exist. He had fallen for an online scam, and by the time he figured it out, his money was gone. With nowhere to stay, he had to scramble to find another hotel, paying double what he had budgeted just to have a place to sleep. What was supposed to be a relaxing trip became a stressful financial mess that followed him home. How seniors can protect themselves financially. While traveling, check your health insurance. Does it cover international travel? If not, invest in a solid travel insurance plan that includes medical emergencies and trip cancellations. Book trips through reputable companies. Avoid deals that seem too good to be true. Use credit cards over cash. Credit cards often offer fraud protection in case of scams. Be cautious with personal information. Avoid giving credit card details over the phone or in unsecured locations. While travel can be enjoyable, these financial risks make it clear that after 70, extra caution is required. For many seniors, the unpredictability of travel costs, the possibility of scams, and the risk of unexpected medical expenses make traveling a financial gamble, one that isn't always worth taking. Final thoughts. We've just explored 5 major reasons why traveling after 70 comes with serious risks. Risks that many seniors don't consider until they face them firsthand. From unexpected health emergencies to injuries, exhaustion, infections, and financial pitfalls, each of these challenges can turn what should be a relaxing vacation into an overwhelming, even dangerous experience. Should seniors over 70 stop traveling completely? Does this mean seniors should never travel again? Not necessarily. But it does mean that for those over 70, the way they approach travel must change. Instead of exhausting long-haul flights, risky destinations, or jam-packed schedules, it may be wiser to choose closer, safer destinations with easy access to medical care, shorter, more relaxing trips that don't put unnecessary strain on the body, cruises or guided tours with built-in medical support, and fewer travel demands. The key is to travel smarter, not harder. Is the risk worth the reward? Before planning a trip, ask yourself, is my health stable enough to handle the stress of travel? Do I have the right travel insurance to protect against medical emergencies? Have I chosen a destination that is safe and accessible for my needs? These may not be exciting questions, but answering them honestly could prevent unnecessary stress, injury, or financial loss. Aging is about quality, not just years. At the end of the day, longevity isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about ensuring those years are lived with quality, independence, and peace of mind. For some, avoiding unnecessary travel may be the best choice for staying healthy, safe, and financially secure. For others, traveling with the right precautions can still be an enjoyable experience. Whatever choice you make, being informed and prepared is the best way to protect your health, finances, and well-being. We want to hear from you. Have you or a loved one faced unexpected travel challenges after 70? What's your biggest concern about traveling at this stage in life? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. We read every response. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Turn on notifications so you never miss our future content. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.